Hey everyone, this is Dr. Jared Leon and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a little advanced concept. It's something called BPPV. It sounds crazy. It just means basically it's a dizziness piece or a vertigo piece that happens when my position changes of my head. So it's benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV. It's very much diagnosed. If you've ever gone to the hospital or ER for some kind of vertigo attack, trust me, they diagnosed you pretty much as vertigo or BPPV. So what is it, and realistically, how does it happen? Isn't that the million-dollar question? So BPPV, all it really means is that if I stand straight, my head doesn't move, you're probably never gonna get vertigo. You're probably not gonna get dizzy. And if you do, then you don't really have BPPV because it needs a positional change. So the inner ear mechanism, which hopefully you'll see on the screen in a moment, okay, is gonna look like this really cool semicircular canal thing. It's like 3 loops, and they're carved into the skull. And when we move our head in any angle, just assume it's like a cool level, right? Like an actual level. So if we want to see if something's level, that little bubble will go in the center. So if that bubble goes off center, you're not level. So you basically have something like that. I'm not going to get into the science, but it's pretty cool inside these canals in your ear. So if I tilt my head, the ball or level will go one way. So when that occurs, the brain should know right away that I'm tilting my head to the right or left, or vice versa. I won't keep moving my head, but the answer is when that happens, the brain gets this feedback to reset gravity, so you shouldn't theoretically be dizzy. That's why an astronaut can do what they do, or a child can do flips and they're totally fine. But if you do flip after flip after flip, you feel dizzy for a moment and it goes away. So how do we know if we have BPPV? Is usually secondary to some head trauma in our life. It's not always, but a good chance if you got hit in the head somewhere, one of these inner ear crystals that you've heard of crystals probably in nature now, but you've actually heard a lot about them in the media, especially a lot of hockey players post-concussion get hit in the head, and inside a box there's all these crystals that tell your brain where you are in gravity all the time. But what if one of these little crystals popped out and went into these chambers? That's not supposed to be there. So what you get is when I turn my head right, that level is hitting something that's making me have an abnormal brain response. That abnormal brain error basically tells my eyes to go the opposing way, and they start moving and shaking. That's called nystagmus, which is an interesting word, not today's discussion. But what that means is my brain can't adequately understand where I am in space, so when my eyes are moving at a fast pace, I feel like I'm falling. That's really what happens, or I feel like I'm dizzy. And if the dizziness gets worse, I feel like I'm falling and consistently falling over. That's why people with BPV usually have one fall, they always go. Or they're walking, they push to the left. And if someone taps them, they can fall to the left. So it's just something in relation that I can go way deeper. I'm trying to hold it back today because this could be an hour class, but the interesting part is this. If you have something that's offsetting part of your world of gravity, what if we can take care of that? What if a chiropractic functional neurological exam can actually look into that, figure out if there is, and then show you a treatment protocol to actually fix that? Because these crystals seem to never actually get back into the square without a positional maneuver. So what I want to do today is just challenge you to get a checkup before things get bad. But if things are usually getting bad and then you're hearing one of these videos, what I would say is this: the 2 things to look for, the most simple ways. If I turn my head quick one way or the other, or look up and down, usually looking up is the big one, do I ever feel dizziness? And if so, does the dizziness pass, vertigo dizziness, same for today's discussion, does that happen and then pass within 30 to 40 seconds, maybe a minute? If that happens, you pretty much have some version of BPPV, which is abnormal. Go get a checkup. Go to some functional chiropractic neurologist, go get a checkup. It's not normal. But if it happens consistently, like every time you're getting out of bed, another big telltale, every time I look up and I grab something, I feel dizzy, well, now it's probably been there for some time. And now we know it's in a specific canal. And if we know what canal it is, we just have to do the right positional maneuver to help you. So this is Dr. Jared Leon. I could spend hours on this. Please check out my website below to learn more about this and learn exactly how you can get a checkup today. Please call the office. I don't want it to get severe. This is all about wellness. Have a good day and thank you.